Welcome back again, everybody. Next update. We're going to show you basically just some metal work we've been doing, and then I'm going to show you what I'm doing with the tail lights, because we decided to go ahead and reprint those. And it's for a couple of reasons. I mean, the first one is that after having the real one here, it was easier to take pictures and, kind of get the dimensions better. And so we did that. You'll see when I show you that the chevrons look a little different and the lighting's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little bit brighter. So that's something that we're really happy with. And we'll show you some of the other printing we've done. So stay tuned. Okay, so you've seen some of this before where we're doing filling in some of the gaps with the sheet metal. Last time we showed you that we were doing the A-pillars, and we've actually got both of them finished. So those are up. We still have to figure out how to mount all that. And then the next thing I did was I cut out the front valance of the piece that goes underneath the windshield cover here, because we're going to have some cool stuff in there. We're going to have lights and other things that'll be mounted in that piece up above. So we wanted a nice area for that. We put the steering wheel back in. We're still adjusting that a little bit because I'm not happy with the tilt of the steering wheel. It kind of tilts this way a little much. I'd rather have it a little less like that, but I'm running into some structure, so we'll have to work that out. I'm hopefully next weekend, you saw that we did some of the inner structure here and we're moving the electronics, so we're going to do that. But next weekend, I want to concentrate possibly on the doors. So getting those all latched up. We have all the latches. I just don't have the releases, but that's okay. We can just pull on a cable for a while, but get that all situated so that the doors close properly and we have the right gapping and everything. And also that the door cards will fit in there quite nicely. So that's something that we're going to probably do next weekend. I think I showed you that we got the stick shift back in. I've checked it out. It's moved back a little bit further due to this console here. I'm actually okay with it. It's not bad. It doesn't completely suck. So anyway, we're gonna use it. We're gonna leave it there. Maybe down the road someday when we're not happy with it, we'll go to a paddle shifters. Because I really like those on the real Aventador. So we'll get to that. And then hopefully next weekend, I was shooting for this weekend, but then I got sick. I didn't get the coronavirus or anything, but I got a cold. And so I didn't have a chance to get as much done as I wanted so that I could roll it outside and take some pictures. One of the other things that we did that I didn't show you is I was having some major problems with these bearings. The bearings were actually failing in the rear. And the reason was because they are a split bearing down the center. The half axle has to be tightened down on them so that those don't push out under the weight of the vehicle. So live and learn on that one. If people are wanting more detail on that, just let me know in the comments and we'll do a little bit more in-depth video on what happened there and how we fixed it. So let's go talk about taillights. So to kind of give you some perspective, the taillights here in the back, you can see that I put them with some carbon fiber and whatnot, and that turned out really great, but we got a little funky business going on here. This stuff doesn't wipe off. So I'm not really sure what happened with those. We'll probably just, the new ones will probably leave bare plastic and we'll just 3 or 2K clear them and get in some nice reflectors and everything. So just to kind of give you a perspective of what we're looking at and what we're going to be looking at. So take a good look at those. So yes, I work a little bit messy, but here's one of our new taillights. You can see they have, let me see if I can get a good perspective. They have a little bit more of a slant to them. They'll come out to the edge of the rear deck. And then it's going to be a lot easier to put polycarbonate over the top, because we'll just put 16th sheet across here, and all we have to do is heat it up and bend it across this section here. So that'll look pretty nice. And then we're going to use these LED strips. Some people have mentioned that these are unreliable, but the nice thing is this whole back panel will be able to come off and be replaced. So if the LEDs go out, it's pretty cheap to print another back plate, put another set on, and just replace them. You can see the dimensions of the chevrons have changed. They're a little bit more aggressive, more like the real one. I'm not going with the turn signal, orange turn signals. I'm going with sequential turn signals like we had on the other ones. So these things will kind of sweep across. I'll show that in a later video. This is where the backup light goes. And then I still have to figure out what to do for the reflectors. On the real one, they're kind of a tiered setup, and I'll probably put a picture in between so you can see how those go. So the other thing we have is this guy right here. I'm going to be using this battery pack to test some of the circuitry before we put it in the car. The nice thing about this is that I could test the headlights with it because it can handle a pretty high current load. So if you got like a 40 amp circuit or something, you can actually test it with one of these guys. It's rechargeable, so that's fantastic. This was the old box that was sitting under the car. This is going to be retired. All of the connections over there will be still made by these weather pack connectors into the rear panel. So that's how we're going to connect everything up. So it'll all be connectorized and easily taken apart. So I hope you enjoyed this update video. Actually, hot off the presses is our little guys that we made for the rear brakes. These are made out of PETG. So we'll be testing those babies out. And then we'll be putting in our pieces for the engine cover too. So stay tuned for that next time. Thanks again. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time.